Hi, my name is Anne, and this week's Wellness Wednesday, we will be doing a continuation of another video I did on the pelvic floor and Mula Bandha. So now we'll be putting it to practice. And if you haven't seen that video, look for the link. It's probably below, or it might be around this video somewhere. So look for it and go to that to understand a little bit more what I'm talking about. And then once you have watched that, join me for a little bit of a longer practice to explore this. You can start seated. You can be in a chair, you can be on the floor, sitting up on a bolster or blankets or anything that makes you more comfortable. And sit tall wherever you are, allowing the eyes to close if that's comfortable. Starting by noticing the breath. Let's go ahead and bring one hand to your lower belly just to feel the belly moving with the breath. Feel around the pelvis and imagining the pelvic floor also relaxing. And maybe you can even sense that it also, when relaxed, gently oscillates with the breath along with the belly. You may or may not be able to sense this. With the inhales, the belly expands and the pelvic floor will naturally relax. And with the exhales, you may sense the belly kind of coming in, engaging the core slightly, and the pelvic floor engages. Just notice what you feel. It's so subtle. Now we'll start to engage consciously the pelvic floor with the exhales. So with your next exhale, feel the pelvic floor kind of lifting like a handkerchief lifting up, and you'll feel the sitting bones reaching together. And then inhale, relax. And then exhaling to engage, feel that lifting. Inhale, relax. Do this a few more times with your own breath. Not forced, nice and subtle. And the next time you exhale and engage the pelvic floor, stay there and keep breathing. Feel the muscles around the core gently engaged, but still the breath is flowing, the rib cage moving with the breath. See if you can sustain it. If it starts to fade, see if you can engage it a little bit more. Without forcing, notice if you're squeezing your butt, relax that. If so, it's very deep and internal. And release. Gently opening the eyes. And from here, we're going to go into some positions on the floor. And so join me for that. You can move anything out of the way and coming on down, lying on your back, with your knees bent, feet flat on the floor. And you might want to also have a block nearby or some books or something to use in a few moments. You'll see why. If you don't have that, that's okay. So starting with the knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Just have a neutral spine and bring both hands to your belly. And we're going to do the same thing here. But first, bringing a sense of relaxation to your hip flexors, which are these muscles right here. So relaxing the muscles in the front of your thighs and belly. Feeling a sense of heaviness there, especially with each exhale. And with the next exhale, engage the pelvic floor and hold. Still allow the breath to flow. Notice if it releases a little bit. See if you can re-engage it. And release. And especially notice if you are squeezing your hip flexors, so in the front of your thighs and around there, if you're squeezing it in a tense way. And try to keep that relaxed and slack while you're engaging the pelvic floor. Make this a deeper, more internal sensation. So once again, actually even move your hands to the outside of your pelvis here near the anterior superior iliac spine, which are just these pointy things sticking out here. So just bring your hands there and feel that engagement now. So notice the breath. And with the next exhale, engaging the pelvic floor, and you might notice right under your fingers a little bit of action. Some squeezing gently, but all the while keep the hip flexors relaxed at the front of the thighs there. Feel the sensation deep and internal. You can imagine you're trying to squeeze your sit bones together without squeezing the glute muscles. And release. And that's kind of cool to feel those muscles supporting you. We're going to do one more thing with this, coming into a bridge pose. And once we get into the bridge pose, we're going to put the block or books underneath our sacrum, which is the flat part of our low back. So if you don't have anything, you can just stay in this position and keep doing this. Once again, lifting up, bring the block to whatever level. You can be up high or low, whatever works for you. I think I'll go here today. Find a comfortable place and then relax the hip flexors once again. And one idea here is that you might be possibly having gravity help you, work with you to engage the pelvic floor so you're not working as much against it. So with the next exhale, let's go ahead and try that. Squeezing the pelvic floor. Feel the stability within, relaxing the shoulders and jaw. And release. And notice if you were squeezing your butt muscles at all. So this next time, let's go ahead and relax that if we are. Once again, squeezing the pelvic floor. Feel that lifting. And relax the butt muscles. Feel the block support you. Feel this deep and internal sit bones toward each other and release, removing the block. And settling down, noticing the results from the movement, from the deep internal movement. And just take a few moments to lie here basking in that, and I'll see you next week on Wellness Wednesday. Thank you.